In this lecture of auditing, we're going to discuss skills and knowledge requirements for auditors and audit teams. First off, as an external auditor, the skills and knowledge requirements include a technical knowledge, which would not only mean auditing techniques, which you're going to be learning throughout their lectures related to auditing here, but accounting in general, so you understand what you're looking at. But more and more auditors need to be good at information systems and be able to know how to talk to information systems individuals, and also the same with operations. They need to know the operation processes and how to talk with operational personnel to get the information that they need. One of the most important ways an auditor can show technical knowledge is through certification. And the external auditor's key certification is the CPA license. The license reflects the profession's highest standard of competence. It's a symbol of achievement and assurance of quality. Now, each state has its own rules related to CPA licensure, but we all have to take the same uniform CPA examination. And that examination includes 4 parts. One is auditing and attestation, or AUD. Another is business environment and concepts, or BEC. Financial accounting and reporting is a third area, also known as FAR, F-A-R. And then finally, regulation, REG. So those are the 4 parts that the auditor must pass to get, along with any education or experience requirements from each state. Next, you want to have good leadership skills. Whether you're running a firm or you're running an audit team, you need to have a vision. What's the end goal? And a good way to get there is by having a strong value system, because you're going to be setting an example for those who are watching you or following in your footsteps or following your leadership. And you're going to empower those people so that they can become stronger personnel also. And also encourage them on. Give them the tools they need to be successful. Next is teamwork skills. For teamwork skills, you need to be committed to the project, committed to your own betterment. There's got to be a commitment to the team. And you're going to collaborate together as a team to come up with positive outcomes. Always be a contributor to that team. Don't just rely on one individual or a group of individuals. Be part of that team. And finally, hone up your skills so that you're a competent member of that team. You're going to have good communication skills. And a lot of this, there's so much communication skills information out there. I'm just putting a few of the things that are important to me. You want to listen as well as you talk to people. You want to be both respectful of others and empathetic to both their situation and their circumstances. You don't always want to respond right away, because if you respond right away, you might not have thought everything out. Your response might not be complete or comprehensive, but definitely respond within a day or within the day, depending on who you're talking to, so that you've had a time to really make sure your response is correct and appropriate and hits all the points that the individual is asking. Don't feel the need to fill empty space with your voice when you're lecturing to someone, talking to a group of people, or even talking to an individual. It's okay to pause when you're in discussion with someone, which is better than a bunch of ums, because the pauses may seem like an eternity to you, but they're probably a millisecond to the person who's listening. And always spell check. There's nothing worse than sending out an email. I've done it myself, where you forget to spell check, or you have the wrong two, or there in there, and it can be embarrassing if it's sent to the wrong person. And if you're identifying a problem through your communication, always try to bring a solution. Consider some sort of solution so that you're not the person who's always just communicating problems to people. Next is critical thinking skills. Sometimes all the information you need to make a really good decision is not available. Maybe it's not been done before, it's unique, it's original. So you need to be able to analyze the problem, get all the information related to that, so that you can develop a conclusion based on all that information that is available, and then be able to justify your conclusion. Next is decision-making skills, which are very similar to critical thinking skills in a way. You've got to embrace the problem and get as knowledgeable as possible. You have to envision the desired outcomes that you want to see, and then brainstorm on the possible solutions and then their possible outcomes to try to get one that's as close to the desired outcome as possible, and then establish the criteria to evaluate those alternatives so that you can put a weight to them so that you'll ultimately pick the best alternative. Then evaluate the decision and be adaptable that you may have to change. Next is general professionalism. Always act with integrity and be ethical in everything that you do in a business environment. Be respectful of people, whether it's their time or their culture. Always have respect for other human beings. And think and act without prejudice. Exercise logical reasoning. Perform work thoroughly and with diligence. And then finally, opinions should be based on knowledge, not conjecture. If you follow those 6 items, you will always act in a general, professional way. So that's the general skills and knowledge requirements of an external auditor. But what about the skills and qualities of an audit team when you put the team together? Well, you've got to have that right mix of staff and supervision levels, both their experiences, their training, their knowledge, their certifications. They need to understand the client's business. They also need to follow auditing standards. They're going to act with that general professionalism that we talked about. They're going to exhibit professional skepticism. And again, we take the information from the client, but we are a little skeptical of it to make sure that we check with outside parties to verify it at times, check with other individuals, check even amongst different documents so that we can verify the information so we have that general professional skepticism. Then we're going to address any issues in a timely manner on the audit, because no client likes to hear about something related to the audit months after the audit's been done. Not that you won't find yourself in that situation once in a while, but do your best to address all issues in a timely manner. And a good team always tries to cross-train and help each other develop their skills and their talents. So I hope that gives you a general idea of the skills and knowledge requirements for auditors and good audit teams.